everybody. It's Mike here. I just want to welcome you back to Mr. Cast Iron and Weekends with Mr. Cast Iron. And man, we're really looking forward to tonight's show. We've got a real interesting gentleman that we've been looking forward to interviewing. Looks like we got some people already popping in here in the comment section. So let me go ahead and get our guest up on here. Hey, Maplecook, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, Mike, good to see you. Thank you for having me on.
Good to have you, man. I always enjoy it. I always enjoy watching your videos and some of the crazy things you do, man. It's really comical a lot of times.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That means a lot.
That was a compliment.
I am very, very flattered. Thank you.
Well, good deal. Let me welcome a few people here. Looks like
Sure.
We got Simply Wendy, Ginger Snap Kitchen, Stephanie. She says, I'm here, Skillet Head. So good to have Stephanie. Our moderator, Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline's here. I always appreciate Stephen so much for all that he does. Looks like Jeff with Tennessee Buck Outdoors has popped in. We got Cam and Teresa with Flour, Eggs, and Yeast. So good to have our good friends down there, and certainly appreciate them being here. Steve Dutchy Cooking over in the United Kingdom's popped in, so good to have him. Our friend out in California way. In the kitchen with Karen's popped in, so good to have her. Who's this lady here? Oh, wait a minute, that's Mrs. Cast Iron. How you doing, baby? You doing all right tonight? All right, looks like Charlie's popped in, Pickles, so good to have him. I don't know if I missed anybody else. Yeah? No, I got everybody there, so... craziest guy on the internet right there. He's got to be talking about you. He can't be talking about me. So
well, I take that as a compliment too. Thank you very much.
Root
Always
Boy Cooks there. Got oh wait a minute, I clicked on the wrong one there. There's Sal right there. Root Boy Cooks popped in. We're going to be interviewing him next Sunday night, so good to have Sal with us. What did I miss?
There you go.
Simply Wendy, Live, Love, and Bake. Yeah, she was one of the first ones that commented. I mentioned her.
You missed her.
No, I missed her. Well, we're going to have her, gosh, I think like August the 15th or something like that. So we got a great lineup, but boy, tonight we're really looking forward to trying to pick Maplecook's brain a little bit. So I guess you're ready for this, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I've been looking forward to it. Thank you.
You know, this is a rough crowd here now you're hanging with, so...
It's okay. I can take it.
All right. So looks like Craig from Behind the Garage Barbecues popped in, so good to have Craig with us too.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up.
Yeah, so good deal. Well, man, if you don't mind, would you mind introducing yourself? Tell us a little bit of something about you, and then we'll get cranked up here.
All right. I'm Maplecook, and those of you who don't know me yet, I've been YouTubing for about a year. I do food videos like a lot of people do, but I'm kind of weird, and I always think that it has to be a show. I have to come to the table with something different, otherwise why should people watch me, right? And it seems that people are liking what I'm doing, and I'm thrilled to be here today.
Yeah. Well, I know we've been in talks for a good while to try to get everything nailed down to a good date, and we did, and so we've been anticipating this time for a good little while. Looks like S.J. Cook says Maplecook's Army's reporting, so
Thank you very much.
Looks like your clan's popping in here too, so we love his videos. We watch his stuff too, and so we got a bunch of great people in here tonight. So good to have everybody. We appreciate y'all always being here so faithful and everything. Before we get started, I just want to tell everybody, just to kind of give you a quick update. Things have changed this week from last week for us. We just thanks to everyone here and all of our people that watch our videos and everything, we reached our milestone of over 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 watch hours. So things have really changed. In the chat room, you'll see where you post your comments. There is now a $sign there. If you wanted to support us through Super Chat or something like that, you could do that. We would welcome that, no doubt. You have the option from $1 all the way up to $500, and what it does, it highlights your comment in the chat room. We could put that up there and recognize you for that. But I mean, it's opened up so many other avenues. We have our community tab open, and I've been wearing it out. Y'all are probably tired of me posting in the community tab already. But, we have that. And then it also, once you reach your threshold, it allows you the ability to go live on your mobile phone, not just on desktop. So, we have some new avenues here, and we're looking forward to that, and we're trying to press on. And we certainly just wanted to tell everybody we appreciate you. We didn't do a live show, thanking everyone for our reaching our milestones, but I just want to tell all of our true, real followers here tonight, and anybody that watches the replay after this show's over, that we certainly appreciate every one of you, certainly. And well, with that out of the way, brother, so you say you've been YouTubing about a year now.
That's right.
Well, what got you started doing YouTube?
What got me started? Very easy to answer that question. It would be my wife.
Okay.
I actually didn't want to start. I don't know if you knew that or not, but she was the one who started around, mid-2018. She started saying, you should be on YouTube. You should start a channel. You should do this. And I kept saying, no, I don't want to do this. My life is already public enough. I'm a school teacher in real life.
Oh, okay.
And
cool.
And I just said to her, look, I have enough people watching me all day long. The last thing I want to do is be even more out there. But she is very persistent. So she kept the hammer to me for about 18 months. And then lockdown happened in the spring of 2020. And I had the time, and I thought, what the hell? Let's just see what happens if I do this.
Yeah. We got a couple, well, I know at least one school teacher retired. I think Simply Wendy, I think she's retired. That's what do you teach, and what age group?
I teach high school, and I teach French and Japanese language.
Really? Wow.
So, yeah. You wouldn't expect it. Well, the Japanese you might, but the French, I know that a lot of people get shocked when they see this face and they hear I'm a French teacher, but, it's true. I've had a strange life up till now.
I know a little bit. Tu es parles français?
Oui, je parle français. Je maîtrise la langue sans problème. If you want me to demonstrate further, I can.
No, I took that in like 8th grade. That's about all I remember. And then je m'appelle Michel, my name Mike.
J'ai utilisé la version française, c'est impressionnant. Okay. Very well done. Very well done.
That's the best I can do right there. I barely can speak English, We were talking about that off stage. He said, I love your accent. He said, what part of Arkansas are you from,
Well, I'm a language guy before I'm a food guy, actually. And not to brag, I speak 7 languages. And it's what pushed me into what I do at my day job. It was a very natural fit. And my wife, she originally said, why don't you start a language channel? And I looked at her and I said, I spend all day doing that. I don't want to come home and do it again.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you were a baker and you were baking bread all day, do you think anybody wants to come home and bake more bread? Yeah. So that's how it became a food channel.
Well, I'm awful bright on light here. Let me see if I can tone me down a little. I don't know, I might mess something up. I better leave it alone.
Yeah.
Karen says, I think a lot of us started a YouTube channel during the lockdown, and I believe that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was home, had to go somewhere. Now Sal's got something here. Je ne parle pas français. I don't.
Oh, it means he doesn't speak French.
He doesn't speak French. Okay.
Fair enough.
Oh, American people speaking English. It's American. That's right.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
SJ says your Spanish is good too.
Muchísimas gracias, amigo.
Yeah. So, well, man, what did I miss?
I was wondering what he was drinking. There you go.
Me?
Drinking beer out of a wine glass.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing. It's coffee because this is a family friendly.
Yeah, podcast. That's right. Absolutely. You got
it's just very foamy coffee.
I love my coffee. You're right. So good deal. Good deal. Talking about your channel a little bit. Being young, I've noticed, and if you don't mind, not age-wise, but age-wise on your channel.
All right. Okay.
But I've noticed you're doing very well. You've got like 25 videos, but you're already almost to 900 subscribers. So that's pretty awesome, really. Yeah. In comparison.
I'm really surprised too. That's I had no idea going in what this was going to pan out like. So I'm just taking every day, one day at a time, and rolling with whatever happens.
Yeah.
I'm really thankful to everybody who smashed that red button for me, though. You guys are the greatest. Thank you for being a Maple Cookie.
Yeah, maple cookie. That's good. I like that. Cooking with Steven with this guy, or cooking with. You're gonna have to forgive me, man. I've had a bad day. We had a bad day yesterday, and I really don't want to talk about it much. I was so frustrated yesterday, man. Well, I'll just tell y'all about it. How about let me just tell you about it?
Oh, story time. Yeah.
Man, I tell you what. You know, when you cook, you're certainly going to be a critic of any place you ever go to eat. And we go out to eat occasionally, not a lot, because I love to cook on, my own food. Well, yesterday, Teresa said, she was sitting around, she said, I need to go somewhere. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, let's just go to a certain town north of here. I said, let's go. And I said, I'd like to go try a new restaurant out that I've never been to. So we went. I had my heart set on getting a queen cut prime rib. Got up there, and they didn't have it ready. Wasn't going to be ready for 2 or 3 hours. So I ordered a ribeye, And so they asked me how I wanted it. I said, I want it medium. Well, Teresa ordered... And she shouldn't be doing this. Everybody in the chat room can get on to her being diabetic. She ordered pasta, which is a bad thing for a diabetic. But and it had a steak with it. And they asked her how she wanted it. She said, I want mine well, or medium well. Well, all right. When the order comes out, I look at my steak, and it's like shoe leather. And I thought, do I say something about this, or do I just go ahead and try to eat it? So I cut into it. Halfway through, it looked like probably medium well, I guess. I mean, very little pink left. And I was so frustrated. I couldn't get my prime rib. And then I get a steak that's, tough,
Terrible
no
waitress.
Juice.
Terrible
Waitress never brought water. I had to ask her a couple times to bring water. She said, oh, do you want some sour cream for your baked potato? I said, yeah, that'd be fine. So we waited and waited and waited. Never got any sour cream. Finally, she come by and I said, can I get that sour cream? She said, yeah, we'll bring that. So it was a bad deal, So
all the way around.
That's one reason why I like to cook. Do you prefer to cook at home, or do you like to go out and eat?
I absolutely am the same as you. Especially since I started the channel, that's kind of one of the reasons that I do what I do on screen is with the lockdown and everything, I've been seeing stuff that I want to eat, that I want to feed my friends, and I started making it at home. And I'd be doing this off camera anyway, and then we decided to turn the camera onto it. But I'm the same as you. I can't go to a restaurant now without criticizing what's being put before me. And it sounds like the most elitist crap, but it's true.
Yeah.
You look at it and you go, I paid for this? I could do that.
Yeah, well, I said that all the way home. She was texting her brother. Her brother's our meat cutter here in town,
Yeah.
He can cut us some good meat. And we had this time of the year in this little small area, we have what's called picnics. A community come together and they have picnics for the cemetery associations and things like that. He said, well, we're out at the picnic, and he sent a picture of a chicken dinner. He said, I only paid $10 for my chicken dinner, Mike. Here I paid $90 for all this crap we got, and I was mad. I wasn't happy. I'd have been happy to pay $90 if it was good, but it wasn't good.
Yep.
Mine was.
Yep.
But anyway, cooking, where am I at? I don't even know where I'm at. I'm lost, man. This has already got me fired up here. I'll tell you what.
He'd rather cook at home.
I really will only feel good about spending money on stuff I don't know how to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen with Cooking with This Guy, Dublin, Ireland. Good to have you, brother. Good to see you. I've been trying to say hello for a while. Who else did I miss here, Teresa? I've got fired up. My blood pressure's high. And Maplecook's probably thinking, what in the world did I walk into here?
That's all right.
How he got his name?
Huh?
Channel name. How'd he get his channel name?
Yeah, how'd you come up with Maplecook? That's a good one.
Oh, wow. That's another. Are you in the mood for a bit of a story? Jeez.
Yes. We want to hear about
Oh, man. Around 2020, I think it might have been around January, I started just riffing, okay, what are we going to call the channel? And I bounced a bunch of different names off my wife, and she hated every single one. We tried Japanese names, we tried English names, we tried French names, every freaking name under the sun. And there was one that I really had my heart set on, but she said it was kind of obscene in Japanese, so I finally backed down. And then it came to just, I'm Canadian, and it's a cooking show. Maple Cook. All right, we'll go with that. It was the only one she didn't object to.
Yeah,
too much.
I kind of pieced that together too. When she said Maplecook, what's that? I said, well, I think he's Canadian and he's cooked, so Maplecook.
That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, good deal. Got some new folks with us, the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. Good to have you.
Welcome.
Yeah, Stephanie, my friend over there, we interviewed a good while. She says she's the one that called me Skillet Head a while ago. You know where I get that, don't you? See that logo up in the top corner? You got my face in a skillet and a cast iron skillet. So a friend of mine called me Skillet Head, and it just kind of stuck. So everybody kind of picks on me a little bit. But anyway, Ian Goods popped into the house. Good to have our friend Ian. I think, matter of fact, Ian is the one that turned me on to you. I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah,
Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, I believe he was. Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. I love that name. That's a great name, man.
That is very catchy.
Yeah, it is. It just rolls off there. The Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla. We buy fast food sometimes. It doesn't have to be good, just fast. That makes sense to me. Yeah. So, wow. How do you come up with your recipes, man? You got some unique stuff on your channel. I mean, I've watched some things that I've seen one that you really dished Gordon Ramsay on. I love that.
That was really, really expensive. Blew a hole in my wallet the size of a house. Holy crap. Yeah. It's kind of evolved over time. When I first got started, I thought, okay, I know a lot about Japanese cooking. Maybe I'll make the channel about how to easily make Japanese food. And that's why I started off making sushi. But, just between you and me and everybody who's watching here, I'm not really that into Asian cooking at all, of any kind. And I'm what you call a banana. Are you familiar with that term?
A banana?
Yeah. Yellow on the outside, white on the inside.
Yeah.
Right. Born and raised in Canada. I have a lot of friends who are white, and they don't tell you I'm the whitest of the bunch, even though they look white. And my favorite kind of food is like white food. Regular, straight up North American white food. That's my favorite. And it doesn't fit my face. So over time, I kind of got away from the let's do Japanese stuff. And I started thinking, all right, we're in lockdown. I cannot travel the world. There are a million things I want to eat. And so does Thunderjack, my partner. Let's see if we can recreate this at home. And that's how we kind of got onto let's do the lasagna. Let's do whatever, right? And it kind of took off from there. Well, if we're going to do it, let's do it 10/10. Let's do it to the very maximum it can be done and see what happens. Yeah. And voila, that's how we got to this point.
Yeah, I just missed a question here. That was his best video. I watched it 3 times.
Oh, thank you, Karen.
I thought somebody asked a question.
I thought it was on down. Yeah, I think so.
Bud's Backyard's popped in. Looks like Jamie Mack has popped in from Scotland.
This is what have I missed?
Hey, welcome. I learned about broccoli from you, Jamie.
Cam V down in Florida, our good friend there. Who else? The Grumpy Old Gringo's popped in. What did I see? Did I hear sushi? Bacon sushi? Woo, that sounds like good on the menu.
Bacon sushi. I haven't done that, but hey, you never know.
Hey, now over in the United Kingdom, Dutchie says they don't really understand what biscuits and gravy is. I don't think. I think we've had this discussion before. If I can spit that out. So, is that something you're familiar with?
Not really. No. I've heard of it. I don't think it's a regular thing around here. Why don't you educate us?
What?
Biscuits and gravy, man. I got that on my channel. You'll have to go check that out. So, Pawpaw Dan's popped in the house. Good to have Pawpaw Dan. He's another good cast iron cook friend. Thunderjack is the bomb. Who said that? That's Mary.
I'll tell him he said that.
Mary, I think. Mary, let's bake and cook. Is it Mary? Is that right? I'm trying to remember. I'm not as good as Pickles. Pickles can remember everybody's first name. He beats all I ever seen. I don't know how he does it, and I need to try to get better at it. But I think it's Mary.
Thank you, Mary. Yeah, it is Mary.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Tell everyone about
it. He is one of my best friends. Really, he's my ride or die.
Good deal. Well, our moderator Stephen and Jacqueline down in Trinidad, island of Trinidad, has got everything in the chat room of Maplecook's information. So guys, if you've not yet been over to Maplecook's channel, be sure and go check him out. Check out his videos, give him a thumbs up, leave him a comment and tell him you've seen him on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. If you've not yet subscribed, smash that subscribe button, and I know he'll certainly appreciate that. And likewise on our channel, if you've not yet give the thumbs up on this one, we ask that you go ahead and do so, and we certainly appreciate that as well. All right, Pickle says, aside from Asian food, what other international foods are around him? African, Indian, Portuguese, etc.?
Oh, man, you know, that's one of the biggest secrets about my area, which is the Vancouver area, is that you can get practically everything here. I've been to New York City quite a bit, and I'm going to offend New Yorkers right now when I say this, but I would say arguably Vancouver is probably better for variety that you can get. They're the only, I mean, I have tried because for my channel, I've been looking at what's this exotic food? How about that exotic food? How about Afghanistani, Iranian? Let's see what, you know, Ceylonese. Let's see what's out there. And it's all out there with one exception. And that one exception is Slovakian food. I ran into a Slovakian dude in the forest one time. Thunderjack and I were trying to do a catch and cook, and we didn't catch any fish, but we were just sitting at this lake in the woods. And this dude just popped out of nowhere, and he starts talking to us about fish and everything, and he starts talking about his home country and complaining that he couldn't get Slovakian food in the Vancouver area, especially this kind of cheese. What did he call it? It was called brinza. I don't know if you've heard of it, but this kind of specialty cheese called brinza cheese is not obtainable here. But until this point, that's been the only thing. So basically, if you want it, it's here for the taking.
In Arkansas, we got yellow cheese and white cheese.
It's all the kinds you need. It's enough variety.
Oh, man. Stephen put our video up there, biscuits and gravy, so Mr. Cast Iron, I unsmashed the like button just so I could smash it again. Well, good deal. I'm fired up, Stephanie. I got an attitude today. That steak really just aggravated me yesterday. So
Stephanie's showing out too.
Yeah,
she is wonderful.
Hey, write their name down, write their title down. I'm gonna go check their channel out, Gypsy and Vanilla Grilling. Yeah, I know. Hey, you know, speaking of that, folks, listen, let me tell you a little something about our show, especially for everyone that's not been here. All the old timers in here know this, but what I do, I leave the chat up for once YouTube renders this video after the show is over. It takes anywhere from about an hour to 12 hours to render this this video, and then the live chat will pop back up. You'll have that option to replay this video if you so choose. Go back through the live chat. You can see other people's channels in here, and you can go check out their channel if you've not ever heard of them or not seen their channel or whatever. Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla, I'll be doing that. I haven't seen them before, and I certainly appreciate them. Everybody else. Matter of fact, guys, if you have a channel, throw an X in the comment in the chat room so everybody will know that you have a YouTube channel for us. So let me see if I can find an X. That right there. How about that? Look at that.
There you go.
I have a channel. Can you believe that? So,
Bigger.
uh-oh. Somebody's at the door.
That's my phone. Sorry.
Wasn't the text I sent you finally come through, is it?
Nope. Sorry.
Ask him how
It's one of my friends.
he uses, what he uses and all that.
Yeah, so, well, let's get back to your channel a little bit. I'm really intrigued by that. What do you record with?
I started off with a camera that my wife bought in 2014. It's a Canon for the purpose of vlogging. But it was good at the time, but it can't keep up with 2021 the environment here. So Thunderjack said around February, you know, let's ditch the old camera, and he just whipped out his phone. So we've been doing it on his iPhone 10 for this since February.
Yeah. Do you use an external microphone or anything?
Yeah, I've got a Rode long kind of cylindrical, what do you call it? The shotgun mic that attaches to the top of it.
I have the Rode Go wireless Go that I use a lot, and I really enjoy it. That's a good product.
They're a good brand, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like we got another question here. Does Maplecook like his steak rare? Is that rare or mid-rare or medium?
He means rare. I think he means rare.
Okay, you know.
I like it rare.
That steak's coming from the
Rare.
rear of the cow.
Right, rare. he said.
Oh, rare. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry,
Sorry.
Ian.
Family friendly.
Sorry, Ian. We love you, man. You know that. So anyway, what did I do here? I'm just punching buttons. Don't even know what I'm doing here. I shouldn't even be driving today. But anyway, wow. So, you know, I asked this question many times for many of our guests, but, you know, we all have channels that we enjoy watching. I mean, everybody in here watches each other's channel. It's a great community. I really think, in my personal opinion, YouTube is the best social media there is. I mean, we've got a lot of great friends that show up here. We've all gotten to know each other better through these live interviews and different things. But, you know, we all have channels that we enjoy watching, so I'm sure you have some channels that kind of inspire you or that intrigues you or that you like to watch. Could you share some of that with us?
Sure. Now, could I just ask, do you mean like big channels or little channels, or does it matter? Or
any and above. All
okay. Little channels. It depends on what my mood is, actually, honestly, because I'm a car guy too, and I watch a lot of car videos, and that's what I'd be doing if I weren't cooking. So I guess garage built Hondas would be. I don't know if that appeals to anybody who's watching, but that's how to fix your Honda kind of thing.
Yeah.
As for food, probably no recipes. I don't know if you've heard of this guy. No. He's a guy in California who does a lot of Japanese stuff. His name is Mark Matsumoto. Just an amazing cook. Another guy, he's a smaller channel, but I have no end of respect for Dave at Recipes Unclassified. The guy is a chef's chef. Everything he does is perfect and beautiful, and he's just, I've learned a lot from him, actually. So
yeah, right
there you go.
We'll be checking them out. Looks like Mike Montoya has popped in, so good to have you with us, my friend. We've certainly new to the show, so we appreciate you being here. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions for Maplecook, be sure and either put at Mr. Cast Iron, where it'll highlight it for me to see the question, and leave your question, or leave 3 or 4 question marks in front of your question, and that way we'll be able to spot that a little easier. But if you got a question for Maplecook, be sure, and we'll certainly do that. But how do you formulate your recipes? How do you come up? What kind of, you've got some awesome recipes and videos that I've watched. So how do you come up with that?
Well, good thing you asked. This next one coming up, I'll talk about it without revealing too much because it is kind of a surprise. It'll be much the same vein as the Gordon Ramsay video was. It'll have Guy Fieri in it. And basically, I'll be watching a video, let's say, like this one has Guy Fieri, and he'll show a food that is supposedly best in the world. And I look at it and I go, all right, yeah, it's an amazing thing, but I wonder if I could improve on that.
Yeah.
And then I go through the ingredient list and the procedure, and I think, all right, if this were me, I would do this, this, and this differently. Let's roll the video. And that's basically where it comes from.
Yeah.
So, ta-da!
Cool. The Gypsy, the Vanilla Granilla, says you won't learn anything on their channel except how to laugh. And I know you and your partner, when you guys are recording, you guys cut up and carry on quite a bit.
Who did you say his partner is?
Thunderjack. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thunderjack. So, I know.
Now, obviously, that's not his real name, right?
No. Yeah.
I said to him,
I hate to break this to you, but Mr. Cast Iron's really not my real name either. and Skillet Head isn't either. I mean, I've got that tagline. I probably look like that, but anyway.
I didn't choose that name, by the way. He chose that for himself.
Yeah? So.
Yeah, I looked at him one day. I said, all right, do you want me to call you by your real name on the show or not? And he said, no. Okay, what do you want to be called? And he just came out with Thunderjack.
Yeah.
And so we rolled with it.
That's cool. That's awesome. Are you making any short videos?
He has been pushing me to, and I made one yesterday, but it's just a trailer for the last one. I think from now on I might make a lot more because I hear that they're very beneficial for the channel. So we'll see. Yeah, the answer is probably.
Yeah. You want my opinion? I probably shouldn't give my opinion.
The worst thing I could do.
I'm mixed with it. I'm really mixed with it. I've done several, and I'm just. I don't know. For me, it's just not for me. I just haven't ever really gotten into it. I know a lot of people in the room here in the chat room. They've done real well. They gained a lot. Flour, Eggs, and Yeast was after me for a long time to do it. In the Kitchen with Karen was after me. My wife was after me. Everybody was after me. The law was after me. I was running for office. I was running for the state line, so to get the heck out of here. But no, I don't know. I had one that kind of, I guess in a sense, blew up. For us, it would be. It had like, 30,000, something like that.
Wow.
But, yeah, and it was a silly video, really. It was just, and Teresa couldn't believe it. At the time, we were dealing with some health issues, and we were sitting eating breakfast one day, and I just kept looking at this thing on my phone, and it just kept blowing up, and I kept showing her. She said, I can't believe it. That's a stupid little old 50-second video. I said, I know, but, we did gain some subscribers, so you may do that. What I've learned, though, for me, and I've heard other people, I've talked to several people about this. Many people gain subscribers, but they're really not true fans, and that's what I'm after. I'm after true fans. I'm kind of low and slow. I'm like a slow-cooked steak, unlike that piece of freaking shoe leather I ate yesterday. I told Teresa they had to throw that on a flat iron and put some kind of weight on it, a press or something, and walked off and left it because it was burnt on one side. I should have said something about it, but I didn't. But
I've had meat like that, yeah. And I know my mom's not watching this, and don't think I'm disrespectful. I love my mom, truly I do, but that's how she makes beef. Is like, she does not know how to make tender beef at all. And I just suck it up and don't say anything because she's my mom, and I love her so much. But honestly, it's tough every time she does it.
I mean, if there was just a hint of juice left in it, I'd have been happy probably. But I don't think there was any at all. Tennessee Buck Outdoors, Jeff said, Maplecook doing a short video. That's funny right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, this is a touchy subject here about air fryers. You got an air fryer?
No, I don't.
No, well, I wouldn't get one.
Okay.
Oh, no, okay, yeah. Yeah, they're all right. They've been after me for several months there for a while. It's a running joke in the chat room here that Teresa didn't have an air fryer. Everybody kept picking on me about getting an air fryer, so I decided to order an air fryer, and then one of the guys, I don't see him in the chat room today, but Mac with Small Town Texas Barbecue felt sorry for Teresa and sent her an air fryer. So now we got 2 air fryers.
We use them all the time.
And we do use them, yeah.
There was a question up here. No.
Honestly, I never even heard of an air fryer before I started YouTubing. Yeah. And then I saw everybody else seemed to have one, and they were doing videos about it. But it just doesn't,
Karen says, I don't see people posting shorts anymore. It was like a sort of a popular thing, and that's kind of the way with me. I mean, and I didn't finish really telling my story.
Yep, go ahead.
Let's see, is that one right there? Okay, I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. But for me, I mean, it was like, I'm trying to reach a certain audience. I love to interview cooks and barbecue cooks and bakers, and I mean, we've got all kind of people that come in here, and I mean, I've got a long list. I've got a humongous list of people lined up, in the near future to interview, and I'm looking forward to every single one. Everybody is so unique, and it's so great to get to know everyone. So this part of my channel is one thing that I really love, but I love cast iron, and I want to reach out to people that feel like cast iron, is hard to cook in, or it's hard to take care of, or whatever, and it's not. I mean, if you can cook anything, whatever you can bake or cook in the oven, you can cook in a piece of cast iron. And so we've had many people in this room here and different ones on our channel say, just because you've showed this to me, now I've got my cast iron skillet out, I've got it cleaned up, and I cook in it fairly regular now.
That's
I inspired you?
That's right. I mean, when I first found you, I think I just kind of stumbled across your channel. And then I saw the name, it said Mr. Cast Iron. Until that point, I never thought of cast iron as something to base an entire channel around. I thought it was another utensil. And when I watched you throw it in the trash and say, what's it good for? What's it not good for? That's what caused me to think, well, maybe I ought to look into this.
Yeah.
So I'm all about experimentation and seeing what happens. So I went out and bought one and liked it.
Yeah, I had to chunk that Teflon in the trash, man.
That was funny. I like that.
Ian Good says, would Maplecook compete on Chopped or Cutthroat Kitchen?
If anybody is willing to put me on TV, I would gladly go and be on the show. The worst that could happen is that I would suck. But getting out there and being exposed, I'd be flattered if they would invite me. I don't think I'm that good, but if the invitation ever comes, the answer is yes.
Yeah. Stephanie says I'm still talking about that steak. I'm mad about that, And let's see. Dutchie says shorts. The one you think will do good bombs and the poor one flies. Yeah. I never finished my story, did I?
Kim and Teresa are still doing
For me, I did. I'm ADD too, brother.
Yes,
that's not a foreign language either, but it's it can be, I guess, But no, I gained several subscribers, but they wasn't true fans. They wasn't true followers. I never see them on my channel anymore or comment on any videos or anything.
What's the point?
Probably 10% of it, I'll say. So if you do get out and you gain a bunch, and I think some of the people in the chat room would agree with me on that, because I've had them on other channels or other shows. We were discussing it, and they'd say, I gained so many, but then I lost X amount. And that'll happen. You'll have a big gain of subscribers, and then you'll have a bunch that just peter out and they're gone. So, I attribute that to shorts. But like regular video, people are actually looking for something. They're wanting an answer to something, or they're wanting to see how you do this or how you cook this. And, they're your true fans.
Well, I mean, if that's true, I don't know much, right? I'm willing to learn from everybody. Everybody can be my teacher, right? But if that's true, then that's good news, because I won't bother if that's the case. I'd rather funnel all my energy into making a good quality full-length video. Yeah. By full-length, I mean 15 or 16 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys put a lot of effort into it. I mean, you got a lot of transitions and a lot of animations and things. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. So I know you have got to put a lot of time in,
it takes
editing
a lot of
that.
Time.
Yeah. Who does your editing? Do you do
I
that?
Do. Tell me. Yeah. I wish I had the wherewithal to have somebody else do it for me.
Yeah, well, I didn't know if Thunderjack, did that, or if that was you. I didn't know. But,
he's there for the camera and for the fun conversation while we're filming, and he's my best. Taste test, of course. Yeah. But all the nuts and bolts type stuff of the channel, that's me.
Yeah. Yeah. Jamie Mack says, what's Maplecook's favorite cooking method?
My favorite cooking method would probably be slow and low roasting of meats, because it produces such a great result with even crappy quality meat. Sometimes really tough cuts will turn out velvety soft if you cook them for a long time. So, that's probably it.
Yeah, low and slow. It's good to go. Cam and Teresa are still doing shorts, they say, and I mean it's
I like their shorts.
They do a great job. It's just for me. I just decided that I'm probably going back out.
He's grouchy today.
I'm aggravated, and the whole world's gonna know it tonight, I guess. So
I feel your pain. I do.
Yeah, so anyway, we got up and we made an egg McMuffin this morning, and life was good, the sun shines again, so I can still see the water under the bridge of that stinking freaking leathered up steak that we ate, but anyway, but it's okay. But anyhow, what did I miss here, Teresa? There we go. SJ's says, what's your favorite restaurants in Vancouver?
My favorite restaurant in Vancouver. What kind of cuisine are we talking, do you think? Just of all of them?
Of all of them. Yeah, what's your favorite?
The actual, it's a tie between two different ones. One that doesn't exist anymore. It was called ABC Country. Have you heard of that? I don't know. I think they're a chain restaurant. Do they have them down there in the States? Mm-mm. No? Okay. They were just regular, like I said before, regular North American white food, mashed potatoes, roast turkey, that kind of thing. That shares number one spot with this little tiny hole in the wall called the Afghan Horseman, and it's Afghani food. Like, most people can't even picture Afghanistan's cuisine when I talk about it, but and they're completely dissimilar from each other, but I have varied tastes. So if you say, what kind of restaurant do you want to go out to tonight, it'll be one of those two. Well, it'll be the one because the other one's out of business now.
What did I miss? Oh, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla said good job on editing, and then Dutchy said,
thank you.
You get the comments, great video, love your work, just sub to you, but no increase in subs. And they are fishing for a return sub.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about on shorts.
Okay.
Let's see.
Stay connected crowd, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stand those guys.
Yeah, you will have, stay connected. Yeah. I know it. But anyway, I just say, hey, appreciate it. Have a good day, friend. Karen, you can go back to your old videos and see a lot of people commented who aren't around as much or at all, or people that just don't sign into YouTube a lot. Okay. So, all right. Moving on here. Okay, well, Gypsy says steak requires 10 minutes total cook time. Any longer, you're running it, in my opinion. You're right. So I cook by feel a lot, how it feels to me.
That's how I cook too.
Yeah.
Thunderjack is giving me a hard time for that all the time because I never measure anything, and it's just kind of by the seat of my pants. And forever, like the stuff you see in the videos isn't even 10% of the kind of criticism I'm getting while I'm cooking.
I don't know if I can do this. You see, if you take your middle finger and your thumb and put it together like that, and you
Yeah. You told him to do that.
Now feel right below your thumb. Okay?
All right.
That's probably a medium steak. If you do your ring finger, if you do your pointer finger, that's a medium.
Okay.
Middle is probably medium well, and if you do your ring finger, that's well done. You see how hard that is?
Oh boy.
And the pinky is like, go home.
Just throw
You
it
ruined
out.
my steak.
That's like that Teflon skillet. Just chunk that dude in the trash. Start over, Game over. But anyway. Hey, you got any... do you have any plans and goals for your channel?
Well, I mean, if we're allowed to dream, I'd like it to get as big as possible, right? I'd love it to be one of those several million sub channels if it's in the cards. But everybody wants that, right? For me, it's just one day at a time. Let's tackle this next video and see where it goes.
Yeah. What kind of struggles and trouble are you having with YouTube?
Geez, I think everybody's struggling with this. Like comments disappearing, notifications not coming. All that, like the algorithm just deciding things for you. I even got locked out of my channel once. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but just trying to log into my channel, it didn't let me in. And just being fickle. The computer has its own way of thinking, and sometimes it just doesn't care who you are.
Yeah. Little Eric's popped in the house with us.
Hey,
so good
Eric.
to have little Eric. So you familiar with Eric?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Eric, good to see you.
Yeah, he's great. He's got him a little cooking channel down there in Trinidad. So good to have him. Who did I miss? Yeah, Pickle says some people have bigger hands. Just saying. Yeah, I got some fat fingers. That's why I don't wear a ring. I wear a 14.5 ring, and I can't find one that big. So anyway, that's how it goes. First your money, then your clothes there, Maple Cook. Oh, stay focused, Teresa says. All right, so.
Focused on his hand.
Which one of the videos did you have the most fun creating?
The most fun? The most fun. Jeez. Maybe. It was either the last one with Gordon Ramsay or the crocodile one, I guess. That crocodile video was a lot of fun, and it was delicious, and it was weird. So I just knew, also one of the things that drives my channel is, okay, let's show people stuff that they've probably never seen before.
Yeah.
And 9 people out of 10 have never had crocodile before, so I thought, let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, no doubt about it. Let's see here. What was one of your hardest, I guess?
The hardest one was the cupcake video. Cam and Teresa, I love you guys at Flour, Eggs, and Yeast, but man, did I suffer for that one.
Yeah.
And if you watch that video, you saw it on camera. It was 25 hours of filming, another at least 20 hours of editing, and everything went wrong when we were doing that.
Well, your bacon turned out in it good. You cooked it in cast iron. I know that.
Yeah. Well, you know what you didn't like. We shoot maybe, let's see, about 15 to 20 hours of video for every video I do, and we only use 15 minutes of it to publish on YouTube.
Yeah.
So the vast majority of the stuff that we've shot, you've never seen.
Yeah.
Thunderjack was just telling me that night that we finished shooting, he texted me in the middle of the night, and he said, "Dude, this is the funniest stuff that we've ever shot, because it's so obvious you're trying to be cheerful, but you're actually frustrated and choked, and your anger is coming through your voice when you're on camera." And when it came to final product, I cut it out. But if you could see all the bloopers and everything, man, I am so angry sounding in most of that video.
Yeah, yeah. SJ says, how did you learn to cook? Was it friends, parents, self-taught, cookbooks, YouTube, TV, etc.?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm flattered. A lot of different things. My dad was a pro cook at one time. Not a chef, but a pro cook in a restaurant. And from my birth, I basically just spent time with him in the kitchen. He taught me how to, swing a knife around and stuff. But my ex-wife is a head chef at a restaurant, and I have chefs in my family, and I've worked in a couple restaurants myself. But I've never gone to culinary school or anything like that, so I have not earned the title of chef, and I wouldn't claim it.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes from.
Yeah. As Big Lou says, I'm an untrained professional, or untrained. What does he say? Untrained rookie, I guess. I don't know what he says, but yeah, I'm untrained too. No doubt about that. I never claimed to be a professional, but anyway.
But I think that people enjoy watching an amateur struggle, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes it more interesting if you know the guy's an amateur, I think.
Yeah, that's right. With all joking aside, I mean, that's what makes all of our channels unique and special. Is people see you. They don't see this, big showroom, this big kitchen lined up, everything's professionally done. They see people that are struggling, making mistakes, and they can relate to that. And, I've had a lot of comments, and I'm sure you have too, just, man, I appreciate that, because I struggled with this, or I did this, or I did it this way, and, it's just, it's great. I love it. But anyway, what, in your library now, what is your favorite video?
My favorite video, geez, maybe to this point, the lasagna video, because that one took me so much effort, and it came from all these different places, and it turned out higher than I expected it would be. Yeah. So probably that one, yeah.
Cool.
And I got to be great friends with the guys at Renzulo as well. They don't sponsor me or anything. They run that shop, and they're just really great guys.
What's your favorite piece of cooking equipment?
My favorite piece of cooking equipment. Oh my gosh, probably on camera or off camera. Off camera would be my microwave oven, because I cheat. I totally cheat. But on camera, probably this. I don't have it behind me. Just the hot plate. There's just so much you can do with a little hot plate, and it's portable. And if it breaks, you get another one.
Yeah. I got to try to pop Teresa back in here. Hold on just a second. Let me pull her out of there. There you go. Your phone died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Excuse me. I don't like microwave too much. I use it some, but these air fryers nowadays, you don't have an air fryer, right?
I do not.
Yeah. This one we got's almost kind of like a toaster oven in a way, the bigger one we got, and then we've got another one that's pretty cool. She cooked a pork loin in it the other day. Yesterday, and it turned out pretty good. But let me help me out here. Okay.
I'm just gonna go get some more coffee. I'll be right back in like.
All right, no problem, buddy.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
That's what.
Thought I missed. Sound like he dropped his wine glass.
No, you'd hear it. Funny thing is, on Amazon the other day, funny story, I thought I was ordering wine glasses made of glass, and they turned out to be plastic. I was choked. The unbreakable kind, and they came, and I was like, okay, they're flexible, what? And I gave Thunderjack a drink from one of them, and he said, why is it plastic? And I told him, and then immediately, like 20 minutes later, he dropped it on the floor. And I thought, man, the plastic saved the day. If that had been glass, there'd be glass and just liquid all over the floor now.
Yeah.
Cheers to your health.
Cheers to you too, man. Here's a cup of coffee. You know, I love my coffee, so.
That's some good coffee. It's like salted chocolate coffee.
Oh.
Look out. So, Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla says, what's your best cobbler recipe?
I don't have one. I've never made it. Wow, that's really good coffee. Wow. Okay. I've never made it. If I do in the future, it'll be complete amateur hour.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a favorite one that you'd recommend?
I mean, I do one out on a fire pit in a Dutch oven, but I mean, if we're at home in the house and we do it in the kitchen oven, I mean, just
That's
a
what I just went to get.
quick rundown. Well, she made a peach crisp.
Yeah.
And cast iron skillet, so that's why she was just gone checking on our peach crisp. You know, she's trying to butter me up because she knows I'm mad about that leathered steak. But no, just a quick rundown. I mean, you could take just a regular Pillsbury pie dough or whatever filling, roll that out in a 9x12 glass Pyrex for making your own. Put some peaches in. We got a place here in Missouri just across the state line that is very well known for peaches. Peach capital of Missouri, as a matter of fact. And so we get fresh peaches this time of the year, but we try to can or put some up in the freezer every year. But
that is nice. Fresh peaches?
Oh, yeah. You can just take, however many you want and fill your 9x12 up and then add about a cup of sugar, sprinkle it all over. I take about, half a cup or so of cinnamon, sprinkle it all over. I take a whole stick of whole butter and cut it in pats and lay it on there. Then I lay another pastry on top of it, pop it in the oven for about, probably 45 minutes to an hour. Pull it out and you're ready to rock and roll.
Top it with vanilla ice cream.
Get you a little ice cream. Hey, you like ice cream?
I do.
You do?
Bad for you, but I do.
Yeah, I like ice cream. I got a favorite too. What's your favorite?
It's what is it? It's like cotton candy flavor. I don't know if that's very popular or not. There's a store around here that sells cotton candy flavored ice cream, and it's by far my favorite one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you don't have it locally, you're gonna have to imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
Let's take two very bad for you things and combine them in one.
Yes.
Yeah. Dutch.
I mean, I don't eat it very much because it is like really bad for you, but
it's bad for you.
I do enjoy it. Oh my gosh, I do.
Dutchy says I need to chill out about that steak. Okay, I'm not going to mention it anymore. Hey, you know what my favorite ice cream is?
Go ahead. What is it?
You probably never heard of it. I mean, some of the people in the chat room, they would know, but my favorite is Ozark Black Walnut.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yarnell's down in Little Rock makes it, and then Bluebell down in Texas, Brennan, Texas, Bluebell. They make it, and I'm telling you what, man, you can put a bowl of that on top of your head, Maplecook, and your tongue will slap your brains out trying to get to it. It's so good.
Well, one thing a lot of people don't realize about me is I can actually lick my tongue, or lick my nose.
I'd like to see you lick your tongue.
All right,
That's
here we go.
Question for later, but
Look at it.
There you go. I can touch my tongue to my nose.
Always, that's one of my questions. What's one thing unique about you that no one would ever guess, and that's it.
Useless skill on the planet. Use that in a job interview.
Charlie says maple bacon ice cream with fudge covered potato chips sounds pretty good. Hey, that just reminds me, if you got some kind of weird concoction that you like, that's junk food that you put together kind of like that would be one of them right there.
Oh, that's a lot of calories. Woo.
Yeah. You got any kind of weird concoction of junk food you like to put together and eat sometimes?
I am very weird. You want to go into the weird zone? I can talk for hours.
Yeah, let's elaborate on that.
I don't know. Concoction for weirdness, everybody around me thinks I'm weird for this, and the viewers are probably going to be horrified. But the honest truth is I can take a fast food burger, stick it in the fridge, and eat it stone cold and enjoy it just as much as a hot one. And I think I might be like the only guy on planet Earth who's like that. I'm like a dog when it comes to that. As long as it's like meat, I'll eat it.
I like cold fried chicken.
Pawpaw Dan says, Mr. Cast Iron, you can melt that stick of butter and pour it over your cobbler. That works, yeah? Mm-hmm. That sure would, no doubt about it. Let's see. So peach is your favorite, not blueberry or cherry or something like different, like maple or brown sugar apple cobbler.
Is that for you or for me?
I don't know, but I tell you one, Gypsy, that I do like, and I made one. I made a video of it. It was actually a peach and blackberry cobbler. I combined the two, and you can see that. She didn't care for it, but I had other people say, man, this is awesome, and I loved it. But she don't like it because she don't really like blackberry too well.
Oh, really? Wow.
But, yeah, she says she does. But
I like the apple.
Apple cobbler's good.
Probably the best.
Yeah. What did I miss? I seen something else there. Eric says, when are we getting a video from Auntie Teresa on her air fryer? So
maybe soon.
Maybe soon. So, man, I just realized we're bumping right up against an hour. You able to stay with us for a little bit?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I don't want to.
I didn't even realize. Wow, it's too much fun. It's fun being with you.
I know. So, what's your favorite food to cook?
My favorite food to cook would probably be pizza.
Really?
Yeah. It's just, I've always been a pizza lover since the day I was born, and when Trevor
That's a
came
song,
over,
isn't it? Wasn't that a song?
When the moon hits your eye like a big... Is that the one you're thinking of?
It could have been, I don't know. From what I can tell, I just can't tell, but it sounded like a song anyway. If it ain't, it ought to be, right?
Yeah, we were really poor when I was little, and eating pizza was a treat, maybe once a year, really poor. And now, since Trevor, my buddy in the pizza video I did, he taught me how to make pizza, and he admits it too. I'm better at it now than he is. The fact that I can do this at will, I'm taking advantage of it in my adult life now. No more once a year for me. It's every time it's, what are we eating tonight? Any question? We're making a pizza. That's the way it goes.
Mike Baker, a friend of mine from my hometown's popped in. Good to have Mike. So,
you didn't ask him.
What? Well, I'm getting to it. I know. Well, I've got two more. I'm like playing chess. I'm 2 or 3 moves ahead of you already. So, you see what I got to deal with?
There's a question,
this is my sidekick. You want to know what her question is? Is it okay to put pineapple on pizza?
You know what? I am all about freedom, and I'm sure that you, as a proud American, are also all about freedom. Mm-hmm. And I fully support anybody's decision, whether for good or for bad, as long as they don't make me do it too. So the answer is yes, as long as they don't make me do it too.
But you won't eat it.
I'm gonna pop.
If I'm hungry enough, I'll eat anything. Honestly, even pineapple on pizza, I will eat it.
Yeah. I'm gonna pop this on the screen real quick. So
sure.
SJ says your female sub count's either going to increase or decrease after that tongue trick. So quit peaching me. Hey, on pizza now. Getting back to pizza, have you ever cooked a pizza in a cast iron skillet?
No, but I'm going to probably this summer at some point.
Yeah, it's really good. It does a great job. Yeah, it does a great job. I must say. All right, well.
Keep going.
Oh, gosh. What did I miss here?
What's your question?
I know. Hold on there. We got one here about sourdough. We love sourdough crust made from sourdough starter and homemade sauce. So, yeah, sourdough pizza crust for pizza. Have you had that?
You know, that's the timing of that question is hilarious because for the next one, I'm making a sourdough starter. And on camera, I'm having this fight with Thunderjack about the right way to do it. It's phenomenal. So stay tuned. If you're into that kind of thing, stay tuned.
Yeah, Dutchie's got to pop out. It's 1 o'clock in the morning over in the United Kingdom. So, Steve, we appreciate you being here, buddy.
Thank you,
Take
Dutchie.
care, and we'll be in touch. Take care, man. Looks like my buddy down in Louisiana. Yeah, Billy's popped in there. Good to have Billy with us. So, Billy's always got a bunch of good questions. So, guys, once again, our guest tonight is Maplecook. If you've not yet been over to his channel and check him out, be sure and go check out his videos. Leave him a thumbs up. Leave him a comment. If you're not yet subscribed, be sure and smash the subscribe button. And leave him a comment and let him know you've seen him on Mr. Cast Iron's channel. I know he'll certainly appreciate that. Likewise, if you're not hit the thumbs up on ours, we'd certainly appreciate that. It kind of helps us out a little bit, and we need all the help we can get because that's just the way we are. So, anyway, with that said,
I am too.
What's your favorite kind of cheese? I think you told me that earlier, but I don't remember what it was.
My favorite kind of cheese, probably cheddar.
Cheddar?
Of all the fancy ones, they come and they go, but just a good old-fashioned, old, sharp cheddar.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right, let me turn the page here. I got some more questions for you. So, what's the spiciest food you've ever eaten?
Spiciest food I've ever eaten would be the 2 times spicy buldak from Korea, that fire noodle, but it's a double spiced version of it. And I'm not strong towards that kind of thing, but my son wanted it. So I bought it for him. I took 1 bite of it, and I got a skin rash. That's how horrifying it was. And so that is far and away the spiciest thing I've ever eaten.
Hey, I got a question for you. The yellow mustard that's so spicy, how is it made? No?
The yellow mustard is spicy?
like
Dijon mustard?
Like sushi, for
wasabi, that green stuff.
Wasabi?
Well, it's mustard, that yellow mustard I get on.
It's related.
Mustard.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's like
horseradish.
How is that made, and why is it so spicy? Is it horseradish?
It's horseradish. I don't know if the viewers care, but 99% of people don't know the deal with that particular food. Now, it's the stuff you get in the green tube is what people use in Japan. That's authentic in that sense, but it's actually just regular old horseradish that's colored green in the tube, and everybody's used to eating it. Real wasabi is very hard and very expensive to grow, and you need clean water in a very specialized environment, and that is only obtainable if you go to a specialized restaurant and you get the actual root in front of you with a grater, and you would grate it onto your food. Unless you see that actual root, and unless they give you a grater, you're not getting the real thing. Really? And it's hot that way because it's straight up horseradish, and it's actually called, in Japanese they call it yamawasabi, which means mountain horseradish. But it is, biologically speaking, the same thing that we in the West know as horseradish. And if you want to have actual wasabi, it tastes a little bit different. It's a lot milder, and it's more aromatic and flavorful. But you'll probably, unless you go out of your way, you'll probably never eat it.
Wow.
Because even Japanese people in Japan have never eaten it. Mostly.
Yeah.
Eric says it's from a... There you go.
Eric says it's from a branch, wasabi.
Well, it's a root, yeah.
Root, yeah. They said they grow horseradish there. So, well, that's interesting. I always wanted to know that. I enjoy it. I love it. I eat that all the time when we go have sushi. I just love that. It just cleans me. It clears my throat.
Totally. It comes out of your nose, yeah.
I love it. Sure enough, man. No doubt about it. But what's one of the weirdest smelling foods you've ever smelled?
Weirdest smelling foods? Oh, that would be probably in the realm of Chinese cuisine. I'm not that great with Chinese food, and I've eaten a lot of weird things like durian. Oh, durian would definitely be in that zone. Stinky tofu. Are you familiar with the stinky tofu?
No,
it's kind of like
I'm familiar with stinky toes, but not tofu.
Well, you know what tofu is, right?
Yeah.
And they have this dish where they let it ferment or rot on purpose, and it smells like a dumpster to me, and I can't, like, what? 100-year-old eggs. The name is 100-year-old eggs. Have you heard of these? They're a duck egg that they take and they ferment in a certain way that it turns jet black. Ew. Yeah, and it's just in that zone of why would anyone ever eat one of these? But it has its fans, and I'm always willing to try something new. So when people offer it to me, I go, yeah, sure, I'll stick that in my mouth, and I have my fair share of regrets.
Yeah, I would imagine.
You know what
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
You know what I'll do sometimes, just because I'm this type of a personality? I'll go to the Chinese market or something, and I don't know my Chinese spices very well, so I'll go to the rack just randomly and pick something at random. And I'll go, I have no idea what this is. I have no idea how to use it. Let's roll with this and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I get some pretty weird ones. If you've got a second, I'll go get one that I just got. Do you want to see it? Sure. All right, I'll be right back in like 2 seconds.
No doubt. Got to see that.
We've got a second, don't we?
Oh, yeah. We got a long time.
We got a whole bunch of
we ain't even got it started on questions,
You gotta...
So, but, yeah. So
You need to ask him about his shirt.
Alrighty. I'm back. Sorry to make you wait, everybody.
It's okay.
Oh,
Gypsy says he shared this out. I'm not sure what that was. I guess he shared this video. Good live.
Yeah, so
yeah, good deal.
This is some stuff that I can't even read. I didn't even know what that label says. I just saw it on the shelf, and I thought to myself, all right, it must be pretty good if it's got the lady's picture on there, because they're definitely not selling it because she's pretty. Yeah. It must be that she's a good cook. So whatever this is, it probably is good, and we will see how it turns out. But that's kind of my thing too. I'll show it to you again. I mean, I can read, because I can read Japanese, I can kind of figure it out. The 5 characters on the bottom say something like, red oil, rotten milk.
Oh.
Yeah. It says red oil, rotten milk. Anybody can read Chinese can tell. That's like, whoops, this is like a mirror image. Red, rotten oil, milk.
Well, I thought the one that you said was red there. I'm kind of looking at it on the screen. That kind of looked like a wheelchair to me.
Yeah.
It's a liquid.
Don't
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
you might need a wheelchair when you eat that, I guess.
I haven't opened it yet. I'm just looking at it on the shelf going, that's an adventure in a bottle. Let's see. Oh, that's what the product looks like. It's obviously some kind of tofu.
There we go. Okay.
Right? But who knows? I might open that and really regret it, but hey, you only live once, right?
Yeah. It might not be too long either, really. You know.
Well, there you go. What do you plan on using it in?
Yeah. Papa Dan says, what do you plan on using it in?
I have no idea yet. That's the thing. The same thing happened when we did the crocodile video. I got the meat first, and then I had to think about, all right, how are we going to use this? So I'll open it, take a big sniff, and maybe taste a little of it and see what direction my mouth leads me. Yeah. And it'll probably offend whoever knows how to use this properly.
Yeah, well, at least you'll get some comments and you'll get some ideas and direction. That's a great thing about comments. A lot of times you can get some ideas for videos that way. But Stephanie had put something in her community tab today about some lights and stuff. She was showing her kitchen area, her work area that she does videos, and I commented on her lights, how she's got some clip-on lights that hang on the cabinet and everything. I said, I need to do something like that, because we live in a very older home that was Teresa's great-grandpa's house, and it's dark. We've not done anything to it to lighten it up. The cabinets are dark. Everything's dark, But anyway, we need to have some lighting on our video, and we know that. And Stephanie,
under the cabinet lights, like that.
Yeah, yes. But Stephanie is saying, check out your lights back there. We can see them behind you there.
That's just a work light that I got at Home Depot for like $50. No, I got it at Costco for like $50. Yeah. It's for work, like painting walls and stuff. It's what workmen use.
Yeah.
And I just figured, hey, it throws a lot of light. I need light for my. Excuse me. Sorry, I need light. This coffee is making me burp. It's really bright and it was cheap.
Cheap,
and,
huh?
Like my love life. Thunderjack, he was actually complaining. He goes, "You look so unprofessional. I can't believe you have that freaking thing." And I said, "Yeah, well, we've done so many videos with it. It's kind of like a trademark now. Like people expect that cheap-looking light to be in the background. Yeah. And if you're tuning in looking for my lights, like what's wrong with you, right?" Yeah. That's what you're homing in on?
Yeah. Looks like Wog's dad's cooking and food review.
Hey, welcome.
He's down in Australia, I do believe, right?
Awesome. Yeah. He's great. I really enjoy, the
appreciate you popping in with us. No doubt about it. Guys, once again, in the chat room, if you have questions for Maplecook, be sure and pop those in here. Looks like we got one here from SJ. Says, what's your favorite part about YouTube, making cooking videos? What do you enjoy about making cooking videos on YouTube?
It has pushed me to do things in the kitchen I wouldn't have done if the camera were not on. And when I look at myself now and I compare myself to the me of like a year ago, I can see totally... Yeah, I'm a much better cook now. I'm much more willing to explore weird things. I'm much more willing to push myself to higher limits because of the channel. And that ripples through into my private cooking as well. Whereas, like I said before, my favorite tool is the microwave. I was if you want to see lazy bachelor cooking, that's me off the camera.
Yeah, cool. Excuse me. So, what one food have you never eaten that you would like to try?
Never eaten, but I would like to try. Oh, that's a good one. Never eaten, but would like to try. That would probably be something like. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fearful about this. There's this type of coffee that they feed to a cat. Have you heard of civet coffee?
No.
Like they feed the coffee beans to a cat and wait for the cat to poop it out. Like
yes,
seriously.
I have heard
Yeah,
that.
and part of me says, it's superbly expensive. It's probably good tasting. You ought to try it. And the other side of me is going, it's poop. Why would I deliberately drink poop, right? So, I know I'm kind of conflicted on that one. The other is probably durian. I've had durian before and always hated it. No offense to anyone out there who likes durian, but it's always been horrible for me. But other people like it so much, I feel kind of left out. And I'm kind of like, well, maybe if I try hard enough, or if I got accustomed to it, maybe I'd learn to like it. I don't know. That's kind of my fantasy that's floating out there. Maybe someday I'll enjoy durian, but not me today.
Billy says, Mr. and Mrs. Cast Iron, we're planning our Branson trip in September. Y'all need to plan for it. Man, dude, I would, but we just got with our family before this show, and we're planning a family reunion in October, so...
We can go both times.
Can we?
Yes.
Well, maybe. Shoot me an email, Billy, or something, or text or whatever, and
every weekend is full.
We'll see, but yeah, we've got a lot coming up in the near future, so we'd love to get together with you and Rhonda and meet you guys, and many people that we have friends. We'd love. That's one of Teresa and I's goals in life. We're getting up in age, and we want to get to where maybe we can take an RV and go around, film some, meet people, and then just kind of collab or whatever. Just have a good time, meet people in person, and so.
That's a good question.
Pawpaw Dan says, roughly how many hours do you spend in the kitchen per day?
Oh, geez, when I'm a teacher right now, so it's summer holiday. When I'm away from my main job, probably most of my waking hours, because my computer's in here too. So I'm watching other people's videos, commenting on them, researching things for future videos. I'd say the majority of my time is spent in the kitchen.
Yeah. Karen says, I always wanted to try durian, so I bought some one day at the Asian store. It stunk so bad, had to throw it out before I ever even tasted it.
That's exactly what it's like. Yes.
Oh, that's funny right there.
I admire you, Karen, for the courage to try that, but I'm with you. Like, you open those up. Did you know you'll get thrown out of a hotel in Singapore if you bring one of those in?
Really?
It's that bad.
Wow. Billy's got one for you here. Says, what's your favorite utensil?
My favorite utensil would probably be, I don't know, does this count? The stand mixer behind me right here. Can you see it? Yeah, that thing is, it's taken a lot of work out of my favorite food, pizza. Yeah, so the thing that held me back from making a lot of pizza privately is the kneading. I absolutely hate kneading dough.
Yeah.
And when it came time to get the machine, I thought, take the work away from me, please. That could be the machine's job. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into a few trivia
right.
questions and some personal questions here.
All right.
So we already asked what was one thing no one knows about you or would ever believe. You can touch your nose with your tongue.
Yeah.
I
think he has some more.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Something else.
Probably something else.
Okay. Well, I already mentioned the language thing.
Yeah.
I mentioned the car thing. I love cars, but I only like really classic cars. I don't like the new cars too much. There's too much computer stuff in it. So, and I'm really old-fashioned actually. And it ripples through my whole life. Most everything I do is pretty. At least if it's not 20 years old, I won't look at it. So I don't have a smartphone. This is my phone. It's a 2012 BlackBerry.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm happy with it. My wife is completely of the mindset that it's got to be the latest. It's got to be the greatest. You're so behind.
Yeah.
Why are you futzing around with this old thing.
I can't believe you can still use that.
Yeah,
I had one of those. It was my favorite.
It's great, right? Like if you've used it before, like they're amazing.
Yeah.
I never have to worry about hacking. I never have to worry about like identity theft or anything like that.
Yeah.
But everything I do is like that. Like I have 2 cars. One's a Honda, one's a Lexus, but they're 30 years old, both of them.
Yeah.
And they're a godsend because they're so easy to fix. Try that with a modern car. No way.
Yeah, really.
So I guess that would be something that people don't know about me is that I'm actually really old-fashioned.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
I wouldn't have expected that.
Talking about the language earlier, you said you speak 7 different languages?
Yes, I do.
You may have told me, and I'm not sure, but what 7 are they?
Okay, well, my native language is English, so no question there. My second language is French. I spoke English only until I was about 17 or 18 years old. Then I moved to Quebec for a little while, learned how to speak French, and I'm fluent in it, obviously, with no accent. My third language would be Japanese, and I lived in Malaysia for almost a year, and so I speak this Malaysian Creole that's part, what is it? It's part Chinese, it's part Indian, it's part Malay, it's part English, and it's like nobody speaks this language, but I was just there enough to pick it up from people. So what is that, 4? I speak Spanish. I speak this other weird kind of Chinese called Sayap, which is really, like nobody speaks that language. Again, it's just because of my weird personal history. That's 7. No, that's 6. What's the 7th one? Spanish. I speak Spanish as well. Not very well. I make hago errores, muchos errores cuando estoy hablando en español, but I can make myself understood and I can understand. Yeah. I can do a parent-teacher conference 100% in Spanish, and I have done so. So
wow.
As far as that goes, I figure it's good enough to communicate. So those are my 7. I read and write Korean. I used to be able to have a rudimentary conversation in Korean as well, but I haven't practiced in about 10 years. Yeah. So when Koreans come up to me and they try to speak, sometimes I'll get about half of what they're saying, and then when I try to answer it, it doesn't want to come out. So I think that's about it.
Cuff and Stuff Barbecues popped in, so good to have you with us, my friend. On talking about Japanese earlier now, what was your... This is weird to ask it this way, but what's your favorite Japanese food,
My favorite Japanese food, without doubt, is takoyaki. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not sure.
It's an octopus dumpling. You make a batter that's similar to like a frittata or a omelet batter, and then you put octopus bits in it, and you flavor it with this kind of sauce. And yeah, it's exquisite, but you can't get the real good ones outside of Japan unless you make it yourself. I've had them around this area, and they're just not the same level.
Yeah.
So that would be my favorite Japanese food.
I've seen you make sushi. You made California roll, and I forget what the other one was. Man, that looks so good.
Thank you. That's actually really, excuse my language, that's like bastard sushi. I made that. That's like real North American type sushi. If you go and have real Japanese sushi in Japan, it's nothing. Well, I won't say nothing. It's in broad strokes, it's not like what I made. And I don't know if you knew this. Anyone watching this might be really shocked to hear this, but Japanese people in Japan often hate my channel because they look at my Japanese cooking and they go, "That's not real. That's not real." And they're right. I mean, it's not authentic. It's the North American version of Japanese cooking. The same way you might look at, say, American lasagna, and the Italian might look at it and go, "Are you out of your mind?" Or American pizza is not considered authentic in Italy in a lot of cases. The Japanese will look at my so-called Japanese cooking and be horrified in exactly that way. And that's okay. They're not my target audience anyway. Yeah. だから、日本から見てる皆さん、ごめんなさいね。本当の日本の料理はしてないから。Okay, I just apologize to them in Japanese.
Yeah, what he said. So, that's easy for you to say, man. In the kitchen with Karen says sort of like something or another, but I'm not
Okonomiyaki, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely, she's definitely right with that.
Yeah. And tomorrow's somebody's birthday.
Yeah. Tomorrow's whose birthday? Big Eric, Big V. Eric, Big V. Day tomorrow.
It is your birthday.
Is it your birthday, Mike?
No.
No, it's
Whose birthday? What?
I'm not sure.
Steven
not my
or
birthday.
Jacqueline. Steven or Jacqueline. Eric's the one saying it. Uncle Steven, big day tomorrow.
Uncle Steven, big day tomorrow. Is it Steven's birthday?
Happy birthday, Steven.
Yeah, let's sing that.
Do
you
not
ready?
sing.
Come on.
No.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. We sound like we're drunk. Happy birthday, dear Steven.
You know, my viewer count just dropped by I don't know how many. So.
That's my fault. Sorry. I don't work well with others. That's what my teacher always said.
Let's see. Cam and Teresa says we're still here, guys, just cleaning up some stuff. Love hearing you in the background. So I bet they didn't love hearing that. You know, they probably turned the volume down on that deal.
It's like karaoke where you don't get to sing.
Billy says, what is his beverage of choice? I have to go out back and do some stuff on the porch, and we'll be watching but can't comment. So,
all right, this kind of coffee.
Yeah. Eric says, no singing. So,
No, all right.
No singing.
I won't sing anymore.
I don't know what he says here. Restaurant opens tomorrow in Trinidad, so I guess maybe they're taking the lockdown off or something in Trinidad.
Oh.
Yay.
They've been in lockdown, so maybe they're opening back up tomorrow. So good deal.
Yeah.
On a serious note, have you got any pet peeves?
Pet peeves. People, bad drivers.
Yeah.
People who don't know how to think. I'm sure that everybody knows this, right? You're going, people just making stupid moves on the street, and we all have to suffer because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing really makes me angry.
Yeah.
And plus, with this face, it's easy to get tarred with the same brush, right? Let's be real. Like, it's true. Every time I see somebody who's of the Asian persuasion being an idiot, not that it's only Asian people, I'm not saying that, but every time I see one being particularly bad, I think, great, that's more negative press that nobody needs.
Yeah.
Right? So it's making us all look bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I have that problem too. My accent, I guess, sometimes, you know.
You don't like your accent?
Yeah, I love it.
No, I think I love it too.
That's the only one I know. I mean, I speak Arkansas, you know. That's my native language.
You're from
It's
Missouri.
beautiful.
I'm from Missouri, yeah.
Goodness. He's done forgot.
I'm from Missouri, actually, just across the state line.
But did you grow up in Arkansas? Is that?
No, I grew up in Kennett, Missouri. Have you ever heard of Cheryl Crow? I went to high school with Cheryl Crow.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Trent Tomlinson's another. I mean, we got a bunch of people that are fairly famous
really
from
are.
Kennett that sing and different
That's awesome.
things.
Wow.
But yeah.
And Mr. Cast Iron.
Oh, Mr.
not
Cast
one
Iron,
that
you know,
can
I'm
sing.
famous. I've got a cooking show, you know.
But you
some
can't
of her
sing.
yeah, I can't sing. Her nephews, she's got some nephews, and they were telling her son the other day, they were over there or whatever, and they said, "Wow, my Uncle Mike's famous. He's got over 1,000. I can't believe he's got over 1,000 subscribers." So, but,
You know, there's something that's not very well known about me. Is that I'm not going to say the name of my school, obviously, because it's personal. But I teach at this school where a lot of famous people graduated,
yeah.
Oh, good.
like Pamela Anderson. You heard of her, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's a graduate of my school. Who else? Billy Zane, the guy who played the villain in Titanic, the guy who tried to kill DiCaprio. He graduated from my school. The guy. Have you ever heard of a show called Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan Stiles. From that show, he was one of the guys on that show. He graduated from my school. And there are various others. Like there are some Asian pop stars, like Edison Chan. I don't imagine you know that guy, but he was in. He's a famous actor, singer in Hong Kong, and he also is, from my school. So yeah, it's weird because I teach at a really, really tiny little school, but all these famous people have come through. So I try to take that as an omen, as a good omen. Like my time will come.
Well, earlier I mentioned Mike Baker. We interviewed Mike a while back, but he's from my hometown too. He's got a pretty good, neat little barbecue channel, but that's the same with us, man. Our small town, there was only 10,000 population there in Kennett.
Wow.
And so, you got all these different ones. Blackjack Billy's another band. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No, I haven't.
But they're
10,000, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, gospel singer, Gene McDonald, sang with the Gaithers for many, many years, sang bass. And I went to school with Gene, know him. know his family and everything. But yeah, it's just amazing how many people have done real well.
That's really cool.
So, but I clean cast iron, and season cast iron, stuff like that. But
it's the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Same thing.
Stephanie, I need to ask a question. Stephanie over here, she says she understands Arkansas, but she can't speak it very well. So. She's learning. I mean, she's listening. She hangs in here every week, so she's learning a new language. But anyway, you like baseball or football?
Baseball.
Really?
I love them both. I honestly do, but I played Little League when I was younger, so I'm more familiar with it. Yeah. Although I will, plant myself in front of the TV and watch the Super Bowl. Yeah. They're both very valid ways to spend time.
Mm-hmm. What'd you want to be when you was a child?
Spider-Man.
Really?
No question. Like as soon as the instant my mom said you can be anything you want, I thought Spider-Man. Yeah. And then came the disappointment that no, you can't grow up to be Spider-Man. Yeah. It's not on the option list.
Yeah. Cool. Lana from Pincher Cooking just popped in, so good to have her. We interviewed her a little while back. So,
hey, Lana!
The train's off the track, Lana. I mean, we've done running off the rails.
Definitely.
So you're coming into a train wreck here. So
you knew what's going to happen.
Yeah. So
it's a good one though.
Yeah, we're having a blast.
It's a good train wreck.
Did you you have any hobbies, or did you have any hobbies when you
I have a million hobbies. I have so many hobbies I can't list them all, and that's why I ended up with a cooking channel. When I first told my friends in 2020, I'm thinking of creating a YouTube cooking channel, they all looked at me like, "Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
What? You? Why?" And I have a million. I can't list them all. Yeah. So I do. Do you want me to talk about them? Like, about the cars, what the language.
What's your favorite? What's the one you spend the most time on besides YouTube?
Honestly, what would that be? Probably languages, but you knew about that already.
Yeah.
It's one of my weird ones. One of my weird ones, I collect beer bottles.
Beer bottles?
Oh.
Yeah. Like, you can't see it on this one. This is just, I'm the kind, you're going to think I'm really freaking weird for saying this, but I will take an empty beer bottle and look at it for an hour sometimes. Not anymore because I'm too busy, but if I had the free time to, and I will think things like, wow, somebody got paid to choose the font for that. Mm-hmm. Somebody got paid to create the label art for that. There's a salt shaker there with wings on it. Why? I'll ponder these things, and I'll look at the bottle. I'll go, oh, there's dots on the bottom of it. There's numbers and letters. I wonder what they mean. And there's dots on the bottom of the part of the round part of the bottle. I will think about these things and get really absorbed in that kind of thing. So attention to detail when it comes to artistic stuff like that, it just lost my attention.
I don't collect beer bottles, but I collect hats a lot of times. Uncle Steve popped in the chat room there, and I got Uncle Steve's hat on. So
and you got his shakes right
I got his shakes up there. I got all kind of things from Uncle Steve. So yeah, we try to promote him as much as we can, guys. If you've not tried out Uncle Steve's shakes, you need to do that. But good to have you, Steve. Appreciate everything you do for us all. I was talking about music and the people that I knew or that I've either went to school or that are from my hometown. But what kind of music are you into?
Oh boy, I'm into everything except for thrash metal. if guys who are just screaming while thrash metal is running, I can't get down with that. But everything else, you could run it and I'll be happy with it. Yeah. I guess if I were to pick a favorite, have you ever heard of a group called Erasure from the 90s? Yeah, it's synth pop, Euro pop kind of stuff. I'll run that as a standard. I like a lot of K-pop. I've been listening to K-pop for 20 years, and before anybody knew what K-pop was even. Sorry, it sounds so cliched, but I liked it before it was cool. And that's something I keep
cereal.
Up. Well, I guess it could be.
K-Pops was a cereal or something, but I'm just old,
I guess Special K and Corn Pops. Yeah,
it was Corn Pops.
I'm just old, though. That's just. Hey, you're going to use that one, ain't you?
I might. You might see that line recycled sometime in the future. No promises.
Have you ever been to a concert?
I have, but not for a long time. The last concert I went to was, over 30 years ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was George Michael live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's something that'll never happen again.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately he passed away, right?
Yeah. Right.
He was a big influence on me when I was a teenager, because he was I don't know if you know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I saw him and he made it in the entertainment industry at 18. And me as a 15, 16-year-old in high school, I just thought, wow, that guy, he has his, stuff together. He's got everything, all his ducks in a row. I should be more like that. And he made it big when he was 24. And I got, obviously me at the time, I didn't foresee he was going to die at 50, right? But, for a teenager looking at that, it was just like, wow, this guy has hit all the targets that a guy can shoot for.
Yeah.
So he was a big influence, when I was younger.
Yeah, cool. Are you a movie fan?
Yes, I am.
What's one of your all-time favorite movies?
All-time favorite movies.
One that you could just watch over and over and over and over. One that you could just.
Geez.
Anything
Ghibli. Are you familiar with the Ghibli studios, like the Japanese animation? I don't think many Westerners are. It's kind of a specialized niche. Of the Western movies, I would say recently, like I watch a lot of Marvel, a lot of the superhero movies. Like I wanted to be Spider-Man when I was a kid, right? So anything with that genre of good versus evil, superhero, right versus wrong, I'm there. I'm glued to the screen.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Well, have you ever cried because you're so happy?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Once.
One time.
Once in my life, and it was the day I got my teacher's license.
Really?
Yeah.
Big
I wanted to be a teacher since, a lot of people don't know this, I wanted to be a teacher since I was 11 years old.
Wow.
And it was just what I always thought I was born for.
Yeah.
And the day I got my teacher's license was that moving.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome. About to make me cry.
It's a great.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what. You laugh, but I tell you what. The older you get, the more
he does cry about things
emotional
like that a lot.
I can see it. Yeah.
When someone's dream comes true,
Yeah, that really
Michael,
gets me.
he feels that and cries for them.
Oh, there's no shame in that. That's wonderful. It shows you have empathy. It shows that you are a human being with value. I respect that. That's wonderful.
We can be watching like The Voice. I don't know if you're familiar with that channel.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Or something like that, and you see people their dream, and they win this thing, and it's just some of the backstories. That's I'm into that. That's why I love doing this kind of show. You get to know someone, and when they're auditioning for that, and they tell their backstory, and so you kind of get a piece of their life and what they've been through, and then you see them perform and do well, and then possibly win. It's just, it's touching to me. Teresa, she cries at a drop of a hat. She'll be reading a text over, and I'll look over at her, and she's crying. What's going on? Oh, I just can't believe what she just said. And but anyway, so
it shows you have empathy.
Yeah.
And I think really that is the measure of not the measure, but one of the measures of a good human being. Do you have empathy? Can you actually understand the perspective of another human being? And I think the most impoverished of heart among us lack that. And I don't have to preach about that. I'm sure every day, every single person watching this knows when you go out into the world, you meet so many people who lack empathy. And they just make life harder for everybody else. So the fact that you can say this really impresses me, and I respect it a lot.
Yeah. You know what, Maplecook, though, just to add a little to that, yeah, you can go out into the world and you can see a lot of people that have no feeling or no empathy, as you say. But you can also, on the other turn of the coin, you can go out into the world and you don't have to look very far to see people that are going through so much more than you ever dreamed of.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
You think you have it rough sometimes until you look around. A lot of people don't really know much about this up until recently. Teresa was the church secretary of the church that we go to, and I used to teach a men's Bible study class. I don't do it anymore since COVID.
That's excellent.
We were just a bunch of old knuckleheads. Mainly, all of us were old truck drivers. We're tattooed up, we're rough cusses, we've been everywhere, done everything. But yeah, we wanted to know some truth, and a lot of people in this community knew us. We had the name iron men based off of a particular scripture in the Bible that says iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
I love that. I love that line.
Proverbs 27:17. And we helped so many people in the community, but we never wanted to be recognized for it. We did it all in the, in the background. We didn't really want to have a lot of attention brought to us, but you didn't have to look very far to find someone in need, and we tried to do that. And but you're right. I mean, you don't have to look very far, and you see people that have no compassion for anyone. And
yeah, you're totally right.
Heart. So,
you're totally right. Couldn't agree more.
Well, I wasn't intending on getting down that road, but anyway, there we are. So
no, it's truth. It's the truth. I agree with you.
Yeah. How do you like to spend your day off?
Mostly doing YouTube nowadays. It eats up. I don't have to tell you. It eats up a lot of time.
It does.
It really totally. Oh boy. I dare say this. If I had known how much of my free time it was going to eat up, maybe I wouldn't have gotten into it. But now that I'm in it, you got to commit.
It's addicting too. I mean, it really is.
There's that side of it, yeah, for sure. But boy, is it a big commitment.
Summer break right now.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh yeah. I am. And it's when the school year is on, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough to fit it all in. I'm always chronically lacking in sleep.
Yeah. How about vacations? What was the best vacation you'd ever taken?
You wouldn't even know it, but there's this island just south of... You've heard of Kobe, Japan? Where the beef comes from, right? Yeah. There's an island called Awajishima. I was there for that. That sucked.
I bet.
Never want to go through that again.
I imagine. That was like a 7-point magnitude or something.
It was the highest recorded for the time, I think.
Yeah, but they said it even maybe have knocked the Earth off of its axis by...
But I don't know about that, but it definitely... It had some major geological consequences like that, for sure, yeah. But there's an island just south of Kobe that I rode my bicycle around in 1997 with my best friend. And I'll never forget what that was like. It was just... It was beautiful. We ate everything we wanted to because we were riding our bicycles. We were just going to burn off the calories anyway. And no plan. You talk about, getting on a... I guess the stereotypical American image would be get on a Harley and just ride towards the sunset and see where it takes you. Yeah. We did that, but on bicycles on Awaji Island. And it was just all kinds of wonderful. That was the best trip I ever took, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you like to go camping or to the mountains or to the beach?
When I was younger, mountains and beach for sure. Camping, I did when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I kind of look at it like, I have a house. Why would I want to pretend that I don't have a house?
Yeah.
Like I want to sleep in a slight angle with a rock in my back all night. Yeah.
And wake up, feel like you're stiff as a board.
Yep, there you go. Yeah. So my camping days, I left them behind a few decades back.
Yeah. What's your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday would probably be Canada Day. I know that's kind of hard to relate to. Maybe I guess it's like the 4th of July in America.
That was just not too long ago. Yeah, I was going to say that was.
Yeah.
Cool.
For all the same reasons Americans love the 4th of July.
Oh, okay.
You knew what I was going to ask. I was going to ask why. So that's cool. That's good. Let's see. What would you do if you won the lottery? What would you do with some of the earnings?
If I won the lottery, first thing I'd do is pay off my house. I think a lot of people would do that. The second would be to ask myself the question, what's the most good I could do with this money?
Yeah.
And I guess also, let's see who is hurting the worst in my circle of people and try to make their lives better.
Yeah. That's good, man. No doubt about it. That leads me to another question, and we're getting ready to wind down here.
All right.
But, what are you most grateful for in life?
Most grateful for is every single day. Yeah. I think that a lot of people don't live in the present. They always live in the future, which is unhealthy. They think things like, I will be happy when I get a girlfriend. I'll be happy when I have the car I want. I'll be happy when I have a house. I'll be happy when blah, blah, blah. And if you live that way, you're always going to be unhappy because you'll never be fulfilled. But every morning I wake up and I think, thank you, Lord, for another day to enjoy this gift of life. Yeah. The fact I'm alive right now is a gift.
Yeah, you're right.
That was great.
Yeah, and it's delicate. It's fragile.
Totally.
Yeah, we got some friends right now that, of course, we live, in the country, so to speak. I mean, we're in the flyover states, as they call it. Politically, but it's people are real. They care for each other, and we got a lot of people that right now is the COVID is on an uptick.
Oh yeah,
and so we've got several people that we know personally that are. Matter of fact, I have my niece, her husband, and 2 of their children have been stricken with COVID here in the past week.
Yeah.
And because one of the kids. I mean, we hadn't heard much about kids, but one of the kids, or the kids, are 5 and 8 years old, and so it's just. But yeah, life is short. Life is fragile, no doubt about it. So
it's too precious to take for granted.
You're right. So got to be thankful. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you'd done?
Something stupid. I'm always doing stupid things, and I'm always thankful that nobody saw it. I'd probably be one of a million of those things.
Come on, elaborate a little bit.
Oh, jeez. I'll tell you about one time I almost got arrested. It was one thing, I've never told anybody this. Japan has no crime, right? Or did you know that? Like, you can leave. My friend left his backpack on the Tokyo subway, and the person who found it sent it back to him and paid the postage. That's the kind of country it is.
Wow.
Finders keepers is not a rule in Japan. It's like, if you find something, it belongs to somebody else. They deserve it back. That's the mentality there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll admit this 25 years later, but yeah, I was young and dumb, and I was walking along and I found a bicycle that had been stolen by somebody else. And I thought, I'll ride it around for a while. Like, it was just one of those stupid things to do when you're young, right? I rode it around for about a month, and one day I'm riding it, and I felt that look on the back of my head, like somebody's staring at me. What's going on? I look, and there's a car next to me. What? And it's the police. Oh, no. And they're like, pull over! And I'm like, oh, crap. Oh, no. What do they want? And the guy gets out of his car, and he says, let me look at your bicycle. And the million things are going through my head. Oh, no, it's a stolen bicycle. Oh, I'm screwed. I'm going to get deported in shame. All this kind of stuff is going to happen to me for a stupid bicycle. And he starts looking at it, and he goes, that's a really nice bicycle. Where'd you get it? And of course, I'm not going to tell him the truth, right? So I said, I was out drinking one night, and some dude gave it to me. It was the stupidest answer on earth, right? And he goes, oh, you think guys normally just give away bicycles? Well, you never know when you're drunk and other people are just doing their thing. They might give you one. Yeah. Okay, who was this guy? And I'm thinking at a million miles an hour, like, some Filipino dude. Obvious BS, right? Like, okay, what was his name? Oh, Roberto! But his partner's checking out the serial number, and I'm thinking, like, okay, I'm going to get deported. It turned out the serial number wasn't on file, and he just looked and gave me a thumbs up. He goes, all right, you're free to go. Wow. But it sure scared put the fear of God in me that day. Never again did I do a dishonest thing like that again.
Wow, that's funny right there. Well, Maplecook, we're going to get ready and wind down, man. You've been a great sport, and we've certainly enjoyed this. But a couple questions I always ask toward the end. First of all, how can people follow you?
You mean on Instagram?
Anywhere, everywhere. Steven's got some of it in here, but where's the best way to follow you?
I'll just go to my YouTube channel and sign up, I guess. Thunderjack runs the IG account. And he knows all about that, but I have nothing to do with that, actually. So
Instagram you don't do?
Yeah. No, he takes care of all of that for me.
Okay, all right. Last but not least, what would you like to say to the folks in the chat room here, and certainly to your subscribers before we go? Would you have anything you'd like to say?
Big thank you. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for being fans. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. And please keep supporting me in the future.
Awesome. You're a good dude, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Folks, we appreciate you guys being here. Next week, we got Sal with the Root Boy Cooks going to be on with us. And so we look forward to seeing you guys once again. So from tonight, you got Mr. Cast Iron, Mrs. Cast Iron, and Maplecook. You guys have a great night, great week, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Did I click on the wrong button?